Welcome back, Keith Lydiard joining us from Kamloops Youth Soccer. It's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes, it's great to have you. Keith was just telling me that he enjoys it when it's extremely hot out.
I do.
Good for you.
On Saturday, I went to see my son play in Coquitlam, in the Pacific Coast League, and I sat and watched, and I was sweating like a pig, to be honest with you.
This is
and
the
so
coast?
I felt really sorry for the guys that were playing on the field.
Yeah, for sure. This is the coast?
This is on the coast,
yeah. That mugginess, right? It makes a difference.
It is. You know what? It was a semi-final, so it was, you know, winner take all, so everybody was playing to their best, and I am not kidding. Those lads came off the field and they were just drenched. Yeah,
good for them for getting out there and doing their best. We are talking about soccer today, the fact that soccer schools are starting up fairly quickly here.
They are. In fact, we've already had one. We had one last week. We had about 35, I think 40 children on the course. It was a huge success, as usual, run by Kieran McMahon, our technical director, and Mark Bell, our senior staff coach, and a bunch of senior staff coaches that we have working with us as well. But what I'm really here to talk about today is the high performance camp that we have going next week. And that's when we bring in coaches from Stoke City Football Club in England. These are coaches who work day in and day out with high performance players. Very, very experienced coaches. I think combined, the three of them probably have about 50 or 60 years of coaching experience at a very high level. So we bring these coaches in. This is the 6th year in a row we've actually brought them in, and we have there's Darren Beach, who's one of the gentlemen that's coming over to coach. We also have Mick Murphy, who's been here every year since the start. That's Steve Chamberlain, who's actually coming to join us this year for the first time.
And they fly here from England to take part in these camps.
They do. In fact, I'll be going back down to the coast. There's Mick Murphy, sort of the lead coach of the three of them. But I'll be going back down to the coast on Friday to pick them up and bring them back to Kamloops. They absolutely love it here. They love coaching here. The course is largely for select level players. The keeners, the guys who really want to improve and get better. After this week, I take them back down to Richmond, and they do some coaching in Richmond for a week in a soccer school down there. Last year, they had 150 children registered for that camp in Richmond. And it tells you, I think, a little bit about the high level of commitment that players have on the coast compared to perhaps what we have here. And that's why I'd like to really, really encourage our select players from U9 up to U15 to come out next week. It's Tuesday through Friday, 2.5 hours a day. I understand the weather forecast is going to be a little better next week, a little cooler, so that will help. But really come out and learn some new things, and that's what they'll learn, some new things from some very, very, very high-level coaches. And you know what? They have fun with it too. They are the three guys, I know them all, they just have a great time with the kids. There's a lot of laughs, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of learning. But I think at the end of the week, most of the participants that I've talked to say, yeah, it was really worthwhile coming on this course because we learned a lot of new things.
You're honing skills. I think we have a few other pictures. We showed the three coaches coming in. Who are we looking at now?
Now, that was the course last week, and it was, in fact, a goalkeepers/strikers camp, plus a lot of the younger children who are really there to polish their skills. We have, and that's some of our staff coaches that we use for the camps as well. And there's a larger picture of the younger group. We really do stress, you know, it's a lot of fun, but it's also a little bit of work. And so, you know, you don't come in kind of thinking to yourself it's just going to be playtime, because we take what we teach them quite seriously.
Sure.
And we want them to improve. That's the thing we need. Most importantly is that they come out of the week better players than they were at the start of the week. It's not a long time to work with kids and to try and develop that kind of improvement, but the style and the talent of the coaches that we bring in, they are very, very good, very experienced, as I've said many times. But they will come out of that week, I think, a much more well-developed player, understand the game a little bit more, understand the nuances of the game. It's not just kick and run, you know, and it's not just about scoring goals, it's about team play and strategy and those kinds of things. And with a few of the older kids, that's what they'll get a taste of, which perhaps is new to them.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. People can go on our website to register. There's still lots of room. I think we have just over 40 players registered so far. There's a girls' camp and a boys' camp. Morning and afternoon, so it's a bonus I should mention too is that Umbro, one of our big sponsors of the camp for the last 6 years, are going to give an Umbro backpack to every child that registers just as a bonus. And because this is kind of a special course, we give all of the participants a special Stoke City jersey that they get to keep. And then we have prizes we give away from all of our sponsors every day. And then at the end, through Menchie's, they come in and they give us some ice cream and some yogurt at the end of the camp for the kids to enjoy. So please consider, especially as I say, if you're one of our high-performance players, registering for the camp next week.
Okay, so do not delay on that. KOSA.net. It's on the screen right there. Again, this is for high-performance players, but it's coming up quickly. Some pretty gifted coaches ready to teach your kids some pearls of wisdom. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.